Everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the 9-game NBA slate for tonight, starting at 7 p.m. We have a lot to touch on, but as always, before we get started, I appreciate if you guys hit the like button down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys getting the videos over 200 likes pretty easily. On days that I don't have time to make a video or when there's a lot of news, I post updates on Twitter. And yesterday, I posted the core plays here, which were originally Trey Burke, but then we swapped up to Brunson once he was announced starting. Hardaway, Finney-Smith, Jokic, Curry, and Barton put up over a 314 using that with the Brunson. Steph Curry went absolutely bonkers in the night game, so that was fun to wake up to. So DK has been on a little bit of a run, 3 straight wins and at least double up. So see what today brings. Fanduel been kind of slow, but hopefully that turns around. It's just Fanduel a couple days ago had Drummond at center and he played like 20 minutes and so we'll see what today brings. I'm looking forward to this slate at least. So let's get started here. We'll go game by game as per usual. First game up, Cleveland and Orlando. Nothing too exciting. Orlando plays pretty slow. It will be somewhat appealing if there's still some injuries on the both sides. Actually, if Fournier misses again, Terrence Ross is priced up to 59. He was a great play last time out. We definitely had him, but 59 is kind of tough. I think I feel great about it. And then on the Cleveland side, Garland is questionable. If he's out, then you could look to like Sexton, but he's priced up to 72, so you're gonna need him to go off. They don't really have any other guys that are gonna handle the ball too much. You'll probably see a lot of minutes for Dotson if Garland can't play. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully, he plays and we don't have to worry about it. And then there's just nobody that really jumps off point per dollar wise. Maybe you could look at Gordon at 59, but he's been on a minutes limit. Eventually they're just gonna put him out there and like have him play 30, 32, 34 minutes. Hopefully they kind of give us some sort of inclination before it that he's no longer on a limit or anything like that. And then Drummond, man, I cannot play Drummond today after what he did last time. He got a technical foul in the second, and then the coach just put him on the bench the entire second quarter. Barely played in the second half, and he finished with 20 minutes. Before that, he played 25. It was a blowout, and he was in foul trouble, but and they have JaVale McGee. They feel fine giving minutes to McGee. They even put Don Maker out there a little bit last game. So against Vucevic, I'm not playing Drummond. Second game, Charlotte and Philly. It's a rerun of the game that they just played. This game was really nice for fantasy. We had a very low-owned LaMelo Ball in there. He kind of got a little bit lucky with the blocks and steals as he had 6 combined, and that accounted for 12 of his 37 fantasy points. But minutes are there. He's starting to play a lot more minutes because Graham has been so bad. So definitely don't feel bad about going back to him again. But maybe I think he'll definitely be way more popular than he was on Saturday when we had him. On the Sixer side, another guy that went off on Saturday was Tobias. He's 50 or 7,600. He also had 7 stocks, so got a little bit lucky there, but he's continuing to shoot the ball great, getting a ton of open looks with all the spacing that the Sixers have. So I really don't mind Tobias at all at 76. This game looks a little bit appealing just because there's probably going to be some turnovers. If Charlie can stay in it, then I expect both sides to be able to put up some fantasy points here. On the Sixer side, favorite play is Tobias at 76, followed by Embiid is 99. So I think that there's some better plays at the top, but you can play him if you want. So really, I think it's Tobias. You can go to Curry at 56, and then Danny Green is only 37 if you need a punt play. Then on the Charlotte side is only 2 guys I'm really considering. It's Gordon Hayward at 73, and then LaMelo Ball again at 56. Moving on to the Knicks and Atlanta Hawks. The Knicks are still, hopefully they can get Alec Burks back. He's been missed like the last, 4 or 5 games. He's played really well in the games that he has played. 5,400 against Atlanta. If he plays, that's going to make Barrett look a little bit less appealing. It's going to make Elfrid Payton look a little bit less appealing. Though both of those guys' price tags have gone up, so I'm not that thrilled about paying 67 for Barrett. Oh, and 9,000 for Randall. I just never feel comfortable about paying 9,000 for Randall. So I don't think I'll have too much interest on the Knicks side at all. And then on the Atlanta side, I love Clint Capella 61. I think that looks great. Even on a back-to-back, they unleashed him for 31 minutes. So seems like he is good to go, and they're no longer going to be super cautious with his minutes like they were the first couple games, which is a great sign. Playing with Trae Young, he gets a ton of alley-oops, gets a ton of rebounds, and he can get you some blocks and steals as well. 61 against the Knicks and Mitchell Robinson. I feel pretty good that Capello should be able to hit you at least 6x value with plenty of upside. Trae Young, 98. I think that there's some better options at the top, so I won't be targeting him tonight. And then that's kind of it from this game. They did price up Hunter and Reddish, so I don't really want to pay 5K plus for both of them. And then Collins, 72, playing next to Capella, just not going to get a lot of rebounds, so I'm not that interested either. Next game, I don't think a lot of people have too much interest in this one. It's OKC and Miami. There's a few pieces that we can consider for value. I think Diallo looks like a decent value play at $3,800. He's playing around 18 to 22 minutes. He's hit value in 4 out of his 5 games that he's played this season. The only one that he didn't was when he shot 1 of 6, but a good rebounder off the bench. He can score a little bit. And 3,800, I think he looks like a decent value option considering the options that we have right now. I'm sure we'll have a lot more by the time 5 o'clock rolls around this afternoon. So as a first look, I think Diallo looked okay. You could potentially look to I think Olynyk's been getting some decent run. He's been getting 25, 29, 29 minutes. He's only $3,900. He looks to be somewhat appealing today. I would say at this salary gives you plenty of upside with the just the scoring that he brings. The shot attempts are there, so I think Olynyk is a guy that you want to keep an eye on today. Not a must play, but I think he's a strong play. And that's kind of it. I don't want to have too much interest in this game. Next up, we have Boston Celtics and the Toronto Raptors. On the Boston side, you have Jeff Teague leave the game yesterday with an ankle injury, so he's probably going to miss, which is going to make Pritchard be even better of a play. You'll probably see like 28, close to 30 minutes tonight with potentially no Jeff Teague. And he's been a pretty decent player so far this season for the Celtics. Rookie, but he's like an aged rookie because he played a ton of years in college, so he's not like 19 years old like a lot of these guys. He knows how to play, kind of takes his good shots, and plays smart, so 37, I don't mind it. Another game where I'm not going to be that interested, Jaylen Brown's been playing out of his mind recently. Like, I just can't believe how good he's been shooting the ball. 81% last game on 16 shots. He shot 15 of 21, 12 of 20 recently. Shooting 60% from the floor. He's been crazy good, but 8,300 is a big price tag to pay, so I will not be having that. I think I still rather go to Tatum. At 86, I love that salary on him compared to, I think Brown looks like a great play, but Tatum just gives you a little bit better all-around production with the rebounds, and the assists were really high last game. That's something that you normally don't expect to see. But if Jeff Teague misses, they don't really have any other point guard that's going to play a ton and handle the ball, so could see Tatum be a nice play again at 86. Siakam's just been so bad this season. My God, he's been awful. 6 fouls in 2 straight games. You can't feel comfortable about playing him because he's always fouling like crazy. Can't make a shot. 4 of 10, 8 of 23, 6 of 16. Just I will take a wait-and-see approach on him. I don't feel great about targeting him against the Celtics either. And then Boucher's been such a tournament play. You can't really feel comfortable about his minutes in cash, but another guy that does foul quite a bit, but definitely has some upside against this Boston front court. Moving on to another appealing fantasy game. We haven't had too much so far this in the early 5 or 6 games that we've mentioned. We have Dallas and Houston. Both stars in this game are questionable. We'll see. Luka might have just been rested on a back-to-back and they kind of just put the quad injury on, but we'll see. If I expect him to play, I think, but hopefully we'll definitely get some sort of confirmation. James Harden, 11-1. I really have no idea what Harden's deal is because we know he wants to get traded, and now all of a sudden his ankle is sore, so really have no idea. If he plays, I don't think I normally even want to play him at 11-1 with John Wall there and Christian Wood and all the other guys healthy. So if Harden's out, then like John Wall would be a tremendous play. Christian Wood would be a tremendous play. And then Gordon would be a really nice value play at 57. So keep an eye on that. And then the Mavs side, if Luka happens to miss, then fire up Brunson again. He's only $3,300. You can fire up like Finney Smith and Richardson and Hardaway. So that game we're gonna have to keep an eye on. It's gonna be pretty nice for fantasy, but we just gotta make sure we know who's in and out. Then we have Detroit and the Bucks here, a game that I have no interest really in at all. Detroit on a back-to-back. They did play the Celtics tough 2 games in a row. They won one of those games, but I don't really want to target them at all, and I don't want to target the Milwaukee Bucks in a game where I know I'm not in the business to project blowouts, but I just don't feel comfortable about having players in this game in my lineup, and Griffin will probably like rest on a back-to-back maybe, so really have no idea what they're gonna do. Maybe if Griffin is out, then you can take a cheap punt play on a guy that will still get minutes in a blowout, like a Sadiq Bey. But I just don't feel good about it. Now we have the Pacers and the Pelicans here. Pelicans, Brandon Ingram's been killing it for them. This game is Pelicans play fast, Pacers play pretty slow, so we'll kind of get a nice even keel matchup here. Ingram's 84. He's always in play, but I think I don't have too much interest tonight as of right now. And then Zion is also pretty nicely priced. He's 79. On the Indiana side, with no TJ Warren, you've been seeing minutes spread around to like both Holiday brothers. You saw Doug McDermott play. But when you have Oladipo 7K, Sabonis 95, and Brogdon is 79, it's just a game where I don't think I'll have any of those guys because I think there's some better plays and some better game totals. Like, speaking of game totals, I love this game here. The Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. Expecting this game to be an absolute shootout here. You have Steph Curry coming off of a absolute monster 62-point outing against the Blazers. Now he gets to stay in Golden State and face off against this Kings defense. I think he looks like a really good play at 9,300. When you have some of the other point guard options similarly priced, I think Curry is just leaps and bounds. Has a lot more upside in this matchup that he has tonight. So give me some Steph Curry. I think he looks really good again today. And you'll probably get like Draymond resting on a back-to-back, or probably with all of his injuries that he's been dealing with. Small forward here. The Kings are dealing with some injuries. Their nice young rookie, Halliburton, is missing a couple weeks. So we're going to see more minutes for like Corey Joseph off the bench. You'll see Glenn Robinson jump into the rotation. So it's just going to make the starters be a little bit more appealing because Luke Walton does like to run his starters pretty heavily, and I think Barnes at 56 looks really nice here. He's been pretty consistent this season to start. Gets you rebounds, gets you decently nice point totals. He's shot 13, 14, 16 times recently, playing 37, 38 minutes at only 56 against the Kings. I feel really good about it. I think there's really nothing wrong with targeting Barnes here. He's been consistent, and the matchup is great. Golden State can't really stop anybody here, and I'm expecting both sides to be able to put up some points. So I think Barnes looks really good at 56. And then you have Rashawn Holmes at 56, so he also looks really appealing. He's been playing good minutes for them. He's been taking a lot of minutes from Bagley, 33, 36, 32 in 3 straight games. He is a guy that can get you a double-double, can kind of fill it up a little bit with his blocks and steals. And at only 56 against the Warriors, another nice cheap play on the Kings that I think can just blow his price tag out of the water here. So I like Holmes a lot. I like Barnes quite a bit. And then the best play I think is Fox. So right now I think the Kings are my favorite team to target on the slate. Them, and then we'll see what happens with the Houston news. If Harden is out, then they would be like the best team, I think. But as of now, if Harden's in, then I think the Kings are my favorite team to target. Fox has been really good this season. Sometimes he doesn't shoot the ball particularly well, but you love to see that he's taking 19, 20 shots a game, playing 35, 36 minutes here in close games. He gets assists. Hasn't had a double-double yet this season, but we know he's more than capable of doing that. He gets decent amount of rebounds, and he gets you a lot of steals as well. He's known for that, so I love De'Aaron Fox here, 82 against the Warriors. Play him and Steph Curry together. Feel like both have 50, 55-point upside here. And then right now, I think just a plug-in a value play, I'll go back to Diallo, who I do like. I kind of wish Olynyk was at least power forward eligible because I would definitely have a lot of interest in him. But I think Diallo at 38, averaging 20 fantasy points on the season. Like I mentioned, he's hit value in almost every game except for one this season. Price tag is really nice. And he's a guy that if this game does get out of hand, will be out there and getting some blowout runs. So his minutes are secure, unlike some of the other starters. So that's kind of it for the DraftKings look. Keep an eye on this Houston Dallas game. That's going to really swing the slate. And then right now Diallo, but we can definitely upgrade that once we get some more news. So thanks for watching. Let's go over to Fanduel and touch on their salaries. All right, on Fanduel here, point guard wise, you have Steph Curry checking in at 95. Won't have interest in Luka at 11-1 when you have Curry at 95, Trae Young at 94. He just hasn't separated himself. Luka's averaging 43 fantasy points. That's the same amount of fantasy points as Trae Young. Ben Simmons has similar upside. Steph Curry has similar upside. So I'm not going to pay like $1,700 more for Luka right now. Rather, I would definitely play Steph Curry again at 95. John Wall looks really nice at 85. Depending on Harden, if he's out, then that would be a really nice play. I like Fox as well. Probably a position to spend up on. You got a lot of point guards that have a ton of upside. So probably spend up at point guard tonight. Shooting guards, you have... I'm not interested in Harden even if he plays at 11-4. Not that interested in SGA against the Heat defense here. Butler's been awful to start the season, like looking at him shooting-wise and just not playing a ton of minutes right now. So I think you can go a little bit cheaper here. You have Andrew Wiggins checking in at 63. That game is right now looking like the best to target on the slate. So I have a lot of interest in Wiggins. I think Buddy Hield at only 57 looks really nice. You're getting good minutes for Buddy Hield, even more minutes now that Halliburton is out. You're getting about 37 minutes for Buddy Hield in close games, and that is plenty to hit value at 57. He's not great at getting peripherals and anything like that, but I definitely could see him and Fox combining for like 60 real-life points tonight. So 57 for Buddy Hield against the Warriors. I feel good about that. Yeah, Bledsoe actually had a good game last time out. Price tag is 51, so he's still affordable. And then Dallas guys are going to be dependent on Luka. Like Josh Richardson would be a nice play if Luka misses again. And that's kind of it here. Small forward wise, we have Jaylen Brown at 85, the most expensive guy. He's playable. I'd like Tobias a lot at 8K. You can go to Gordon Hayward at 79. And then you got plenty of options in the 6K range here with Harrison Barnes 61, RJ Barrett at 61. They priced up Hunter to 54. He was like below $4,700 the last few games. So that's definitely a big price increase. Oubre's been so bad to start the season. It's just funny watching him shoot threes. I think he's made 2 out of like 30 3-point attempts this season. But he's starting to play a little bit better. 3 out of 4 games he's gotten you at least 30 fantasy points. And the minutes are okay for him. You would like them a little bit more consistent. But if you're not getting consistent play or consistent shooting from Oubre, he's not going to play a ton. He's not going to get like 35 minutes. But he's played a little bit better. So I think he looks fine at only 52 on FanDuel. But I think I'll go back to Barnes here at only 61. Moving on to power forwards here, we have Sabonis, 92. You have Christian Wood at 91. So Wood would only be a play if Harden misses. I do like Randall at only 81. I think that is definitely a price tag that he can crush here compared to 9K on DraftKings. And then I'm not really happy with Siakam at all right now, so I'll pass on him at 72 against the Celtics. See about Blake Griffin if he can play or not, because if he's out, then you're going to have to consider, and they'll probably might even be without Derrick Rose on a back-to-back. We'll see what happens over there in Detroit, but it's not like you're not going to be thrilled about playing anybody against the Bucks. Baisley looks okay at 55. Bagley is only 48, so thing is worth a shot on FanDuel at 4,800 for Bagley. And that's kind of it here. I think I'm going to go with Randall at only 81. And then moving on to center, play Embiid over Drummond. Play Vucevic at 83. That looks really nice. And then Clint Capella is only 65. So Capella and Holmes are 2 guys that I'm considering, but I like Capella more than Holmes just with the upside that he brings. And the minutes on him, he played like 30 plus the last 2, so I feel good about him. And both of those were on a back-to-back, so against the Knicks here, I think Capella is in another great spot to crush here at 6,500. play him on both sides and feel good about it. So that's kind of it for the breakdown from Monday. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. You guys can check out the website if you want to join us, dfsprocess.net, and best of luck today.